My 17th sister, 15th, smells really bad, and every time I try to tell her she takes it as teasing. Sorry for any errors. I'm writing this on mobile, so my sister has never been one for good hygiene. She didn't take brushing her teeth seriously until she got 2 cavities, and to this day refuses to brush her tongue. So her breath smells bad, and I sometimes get onto her about it, but she'll lie and say she did. Brushing her teeth seriously until she never really taken care of herself, because my mum has always babied. Anyway, her bad habits have extended to her room. One of our dogs liked to stay in her room, and because of that it will poop and pee on the pee pads we had to start placing. One of her only chores was to pick up the waste and keep her room clean. But she doesn't. She will literally leave the poop there for days and rarely changes the pee pads, and it's to the point where I have to go in daily now to do it. Not only that, but she never cleans her mattress. We tried to once together, and brown stuff kept coming off the mattress, but it's still not clean. And rarely washes her sheets. Because of all this and more, she smells terrible, and I can't stand the smell of her room. Our rooms are right next to each other too, so when my door is opened I can smell it. I have a really sensitive nose and some sensory issues, so the stench always sends me to a sensory overload episode, and I can't really stand to be around her anymore. I tried to tell her that she needs to wash her sheets and keep her room clean, but she just does the whole no routine because she thinks I'm teasing her. I don't know what to do. I'm going to college in a few months, so I won't be able to pick up after her, and I don't want this to keep going into her adult life. Does anyone have any advice on how to get her to listen to me seriously? Too long, don't read. My sister smells really bad because she doesn't clean her room up and takes any advice from me as if I am teasing her. I don't know how to get her to listen. Edit. I want to clarify that the dog is a chihuahua. Her room isn't like covered in poop or anything. It's just that there are small areas where the dog will poop and she'll just ignore it while she does something else. Also, she usually smells fine after she takes a bath. The problem usually rises when she gets out of her room in the morning until she bathes again, because we generally stay in the living room and hang out in the evening, so she doesn't really go back in there. You should say all of this to your mum, and your mum should speak to her and make her accountable for actually doing her chores and keeping herself/her room clean. If your parents will allow her to be disgusting, that is not something you can fix. I'm going to college in a few months, so I won't be able to pick up after her, and I don't want this to keep going into her adult life. I think you've partially answered your own question here. Your parents don't seem too concerned about holding her accountable, and she doesn't seem too concerned about getting better. I'm not one for giving absolute advice most of the time, but to me it seems like the only solution here is accepting that it's not your job to parent or fix her, nor are you able to. Let it go and go to college. She will grow up, or not, on her own time, but sheltering her and trying to fix her problems for her isn't going to do anything but shield her from the consequences of her lack of hygiene. You're going to meet plenty of people in your life who will feel the need to fix it. Often they will be people you deeply care for and don't want anything bad to happen. But this is a dangerous path to follow for yourself. Learning when to let others help themselves is a vital skill to learn in order to not end up in codependent or abusive relationships. So the takeaway here is you can only help your sister and yourself by not helping. Easier said than done, but it's possible. Honestly, I'm guessing that she does know you're serious, but she doesn't care. She uses know you as a deflection because she doesn't want to discuss it, but she has to know that it's not okay. Your parents are the only ones who have the power in this situation to change, and it's unfortunate they're not doing so. All you can do is have one big conversation about it again, how it's going to affect her relationships, friendships, roommates, how it's going to make her life and the lives of the people she cares about more difficult. Sit down and be serious. If she deflects with banter, then say, "This is serious, please listen to me once and I'll drop it." She'll probably sit through it if she thinks you're going to drop it, and you're moving out soon anyway. She probably will change a bit when it starts to have consequences, but maybe she won't. Some people are just slobs their entire lives, and you can't force someone to change.